Um, I am here because today is a special day. I mean, this is a little bit more on the humor side. I'm not being too serious, but I have a little bit of a story for you. On our last European tour just a few weeks ago, I left something behind at one of the shows. We were playing in Poznan in Poland. I think that was the show. It was definitely one of the Polish shows. I'm pretty sure it was in Poznan. And at the end of the show, it's a really good habit to make sure that someone goes back into the dressing room and checks to make sure that everyone has gotten all of their stuff. And on this night, I was actually the person who did that. And I went back, but that backstage we had all three bands on that package, us, Allegiant, and Vervum, all sharing the same backstage room that night, and it was really quite cluttered to begin with. There was just a lot of stuff there. It was kind of just one big room, and there was just stuff everywhere. And anyway, so basically, what happened was I went in and checked to make sure no one left anything behind, and then woke up the next day and realized that I was missing something. And so I'd make sure that everyone else had gotten their stuff, but unfortunately I'd left something of mine behind. So I contacted the promoter and asked if they could send it ahead to, so I could get it before we left Europe. And the promoter kindly shipped them to Paris for me. Because I thought, well, that should be okay. Paris is like the second last show of the tour, and we've, then have an option to get it there. So get to Paris, and the box hadn't arrived yet. They'd actually had a couple of attempted deliveries, but the venue was closed, and so they weren't actually able to get the package at all. And then literally, the next day we were in Nancy, and then we flew out the morning after that. And on the day that we flew out, the package arrived. And now we are here in June, almost two months after I left this thing in Poland, and finally it has arrived. I managed the French promoter to do me and go back to the venue and find them there, and then organize, have them shipped to Australia, which then takes a little bit of time. So this thing has arrived, finally. Important, that I use a lot, which I will reveal to you. There we go. I guess it's good that they put a lot of tape on this to keep it safe. So I have traveled a long way from Poland to France and then here to Australia. Ugh. Ugh. And here they are, my shoes. So I've actually been without my main pair of shoes for the last couple of months, and they're not that old, and I normally would use them walking around every day, and I actually didn't have anything else when I was in Europe. So what I had to do, I think it was in, where was it? It was in Vienna. That's right. I remember I went to the equivalent of an Aldi is what they call it here in Australia, but they call it a different name in Austria. And I bought a really shitty pair of runners because I was walking around in my stage boots for I don't know, like 2 or 3 days, something like that, and they're really not good for walking around. And I started to get quite a bit of pain in my feet just from walking around in these unsuitable boots. So I bought these really shitty runners thinking that, okay, well, cool, I'll just spend like 20 bucks on some crappy runners just so I have something that is more suitable for walking. And then go home still without my shoes. Now I had another pair of old ones, which I didn't really wear that much, which I've been keeping by in the last month or so, but finally I have them. So that's a good lesson for everybody that whenever you're somewhere, make sure you double check, and don't just double check for everyone else, make sure you double check for your own fucking shit also. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy. Anyway, see you guys.